All right. So the Yankees are in last place. Lost the series to a Dick Montfort owned baseball team. What do we do? What do we do? I hope you're all having a decent night outside of the Yankee game, of course, because this is crazy. I mean, this team stinks right now. This team is so bad right now. Dylan, this team sucks a lot right now. It's not good. I've got some notes. The notebook, the lab, we've got it in writing. We've got my esteemed, beloved friend and co-host Dylan Backer here to discuss with us the situation going on with those New York Yankees and how we can, I guess, turn things around if that's even possible. Um, but Dylan, what do you got for me, man? What do you got for me, bud? What do you got for me?
A lot of bad. That's all I need to say. A lot of bad. Well, there were some good moments today. I mean, Oswald Peraza had that nice hit in extra innings, but overall today, I'm not happy. Chris Kishner said it best on Twitter. He said after the game, his father texted him and said, "This is effing terrible," and I completely second that statement. It is terrible. Losing a series to the Colorado Rockies, I mean, I can't wrap my head around that. It's bad. Usually I'm on here pretty level-headed and I'm, always optimistic saying, "Oh, they can fix things up, step it up next series." I'm worried, man. I'm worried. And I'm not in a great mood right now considering that. I mean, that was a bad game, man. You're up 3-1. You got the 3 runs in a pretty cheap way because of bad Rockies defense, but you take those runs. It's a bad team. You should take advantage of that, right? You're up 3-1 in the 8th inning. You bring in Clay Holmes to face CJ Crone, and he throws one of the worst sinkers I've ever seen him throw in my lifetime, right down the middle for him to take over the center field wall. I thought the game was over right then and there. They ended up rallying in the 9th inning, but some bad base running forced some extra innings. Not many people talk about that, but there was some bad base running both in that 9th inning and the 10th inning. And you take the lead back in the 11th. You feel like the mood is up a little bit more now. You feel like things are getting a little better, and then for some reason I saw Nick Ramirez coming out there in the 11th inning, and I was like, okay, because Marinaccio was warming up the inning prior, so was kind of confused about that. I know Marinaccio has not been phenomenal, but I definitely would not have put Nick Ramirez in the game. And then the home run that John Flaherty thought was a pop up, uh, got over for 450 feet. And, and then, of course, just of course, because it's baseball, the guy who had 0 home runs on the season, Alan Trejo, hits a walk-off home run off Marinaccio after Marinaccio came into the game too late because Boone decided to not use him to start the 11th inning for some odd reason. No, I'm not pinning this game entirely on Aaron Boone, but I think he did not manage the bullpen very well. I thought in the 8th inning he made the right decision to take out Canely for Holmes. I think Holmes just stunk this game. Honestly, I think that was a complete Holmes thing. I don't know why he didn't start Marinaccio in the 11th inning though. He had him warming up in the 10th. So why did we go to Nick Ramirez? He tried to get the whole lefty situation to go right there with Ramirez and Jones, but Marinacio's been better against lefties. You could have easily just went with him to get himself a clean inning instead of throwing him in the game when the game was tied, and now he's had no margin for error whatsoever. And sure enough, he hung a slider. And because he did that in a tie game, you have no margin for error. Get up a walk-off home run. Eh, It's it's pathetic. It's pathetic. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing us have these worst loss of the season type games. We've had about like 8 of these in just the past month. It's bad. It's so bad. You feel like there's so many games during this time they have not had Aaron Judge. You feel like there's been so many games that they could have won, that they could have definitely won, and they did not do that. They folded in late game situations by either making one mistake or by throwing in the wrong pitcher or not hitting in the clutch. They're 1-5 in extra innings on the road this year. 1-5. Like they can't. Once it's extra innings, you feel like you're not going to win it, and that's terrible. I mean, for God's sake, we got up by 2 in extra innings and still lost. Like, oh man, I can't wrap my head around it right now. It's like each day it seems like their losses are becoming done in more impressive fashion, impressively bad fashion. Like you thought, all right, you're up extra innings against this Rockies team who's got the worst record in National League, the third worst in all of baseball. Only the A's and Royals have a record worse than the Rockies, by the way. And you found a way to fold. And now we've lost two consecutive series to teams under 500. We lost a series to the Cubs, and now the Rockies. And we lost a series to the Cardinals at the beginning of the month. I mean, like, what's going on, man? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's crazy, man. Because yeah, I know our roster is not the best right now on paper, but this is the Colorado Rockies. You should beat them no matter what. It's a bad team, And Chris Kishner off from the Athletic also said it best on Twitter. There's another thing I saw from on Twitter. He said this game felt like a game between two non-competitive teams, and he's absolutely right. It didn't feel like you were watching a team that's destined to go to the postseason face a bad team. No, it felt like you were facing two like under 500 bottom tier teams facing each other. It felt that way, and the game played out that way. I mean, it seemed like both teams were trying their best possible way to lose. It's phenomenal. It's really remarkable. I don't even know what to say. I can't even act too surprised about it because this has been how it's been for the past month. I'm not trying to be too pessimistic on here, but man, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad, and at a really bad time too. We're about to enter the trade deadline. I don't really know how they're going to be able to do this. I saw Brian Cashman said earlier that he wants to go get a left field bat. How do we know they're going to do that? If they have to definitely do that. At least that. That's not even the only thing they can make. They got to do other moves than that. But if they don't even do at least that, we're done for. We're done for. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer on here today, but I mean, I'm upset. I'm not happy. It's pretty bad, and I think I'm within reason to be upset, and if Hal Steinbrenner thinks otherwise, then so be it. But, that's all I kind of got to say to start this off. I want to give you a chance to let out your thoughts on what was just an awful series. So, have at it.
Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna sit here and say. Um the Yankees need to do something now. This cannot be the team that rolls into Monday. I saw the report about Randall Grichuk. I wrote the article for the report about Randall Grichuk. You're leaving Colorado. Take him with you. I don't care that he's not a great player. He's decent. Something's got to change. Someone's got to go. What is Cordero doing on this roster, Dylan? What is the thing Franchy Cordero provides you? Do you remember the thing he provides you? Because I don't.
No, he provided
Nothing.
us 1 week of power in early April, but
Which
that's
I
it.
appreciate,
Yeah,
but he
we're thankful
sucks.
for that, but ever since then, I don't even think
Terrible.
he's gotten a base hit.
It's
So,
horrible.
you know,
He's terrible.
yeah, like
He's legitimately bad. Like he's just a bad baseball player. Can't field, can't hit, can't really put the ball in play, can't work a walk. There's nothing he provides. Not a strong side platoon guy, not a guy who's like, all right, well, against righties at least. No, he's just bad. Randall Grichuk can hit lefties. You don't like IKF actually hits righties better than lefties. You could put Grichuk out there in left field more often. He's probably a better defender than IKF. He's probably a better hitter than some of the other guys there. And ultimately, it just gives you something, right? Dylan, I'm not saying that hitting 300 matters, but it'd be nice to look at a guy hit and it's like, oh, he's hitting 300. That's nice. He has a OPS
yeah,
above 800. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's frustrating seeing up and down the lineup. Watching it on TV, they show their graphic of their stat line, and I'm constantly seeing 220, 230, 215, stuff like that. OPS is below the 700s. I mean, like, it's not fun, and I said this earlier too, as much as I was giving Boone crap for this game earlier in this stream just a couple minutes ago. The players need to be held accountable too. These guys aren't performing. And yeah, on the surface, they scored 7 runs. Cool, but, they wasted Garrett Cole. Great performance yet again. Garrett Cole is on his way to a Cy Young Award. Just had one of his best pitching performances of the season today, and we wasted it. We wasted it. Completely wasted it. The bullpen was not going to stay this sharp as it was forever. I had been saying that during, the past couple weeks when the offense was slumping, but we were pulling away wins of like 2-1 and 1-0 and stuff like that. I said the bullpen was not going to stay sharp forever. It was bound to implode at some point. It happens. And what do you know? It's happening right now. We're seeing it right now. The offense continues to have that one big inning, but still put up duds. They're still making outs on the base paths. I mean, like they're still making those silly mistakes. There's all the errors too that have cost us innings, that have extended innings, and we end up giving up runs as a result. There's too many mistakes going on. We're not watching a little league team, guys. We're watching a Major League Baseball team. We're supposed to be at least, but they're not playing like one, and it's been upsetting. It's stuff that like you watch and you go like, man, last year they were doing it so much differently, and there's a reason why they started off last season so good. They were doing the right things most of the time. 90% of the time, they were doing the right things. Right now, it feels like they're doing every single thing wrong. One thing I can say that maybe has improved a little bit, their at bats do look a little bit better. They do. They look a little bit better. They're at least extending at bats a little bit to a degree. You know, I know the only issue I have is that you're struggling to hit Chase Anderson in 2023. You're struggling to hit Austin Gomber in 2023. Yeah, like I said, maybe the at bats themselves have looked better. I'm still not seeing runs though. Yes, 7 runs today. Cool. They had 3 runs through 8 innings though. You know what I mean? So I mean, you could yes, they had a good ninth inning because Daniel Bard was all over the place, and they at least took advantage of that and tied the game and extended it a little longer. They didn't score in the 10th. I thought we were done right there. Ian Hamilton was nails. Ian Hamilton, you know what? Shout out Ian Hamilton. He was good today. He was on it today. Ian Hamilton, you've earned your respect today. But everyone else in that bullpen, man, you knew it was going to happen. You knew they were going to implode. Tommy Kahnle, in this Colorado series, he was bad the first time he came out. He was bad today. He had bad command all over. He was hanging changeups. He was leaving him off. He was yanking him off to the side. Clay Holmes, like I said, threw the worst sinker I've ever seen in my life. That was right down the middle to CJ Crone. So I mean, like I said, man, I knew the bullpen was going to implode at some point. We're seeing it right now, and the fact that it's happening right now, and parts of the offense are still continuing to struggle, and just it's not a good mix, man. We can never have both the offense and the bullpen be good at the same time. That's a problem. That's a problem. If you want to be a World Series team, you got to have both of them clicking at the same time. They're not. They're not clicking. There's a reason why many good teams fail down the stretch in both the regular season and the postseason because one, either the offense or the bullpen / starting pitching implodes, and we're witnessing the bullpen implosion right now. We've seen the offense be it's the worst possible form for over a month. So I mean, there's we're run- I'm losing faith right now. I need to have my faith restored, and it starts really with Aaron Judge coming back. When is he coming back? Like I'm getting impatient with that. Of course I want Judge to heal. I want him to be healthy. I need to emphasize that. I want him to be healthy first. Health first and foremost over everything. But I'm getting impatient because clearly right now we badly need him and we need to make other additions too. And right now I'm kind of getting sick and tired of seeing the same lineup that's being thrown out every single day. I second what you said. They need to have something different. Monday they need to have a different look. They need to. And you know what's gonna happen? They're not going to have a different look. It's going to be the same lineup. We're not going to see any remote changes until a couple weeks from now, when we possibly could even be under 500 if we really continue to slump. So that's all I gotta say. Maybe I'm ranting a little bit and not even making a whole lot of sense, but you know, I'm just agitated. I mean, losing games like we did today infuriates me because you feel like you should have had this one. You feel like you should have swept them. Yes, I know sweeping a team is hard, but you feel like you should have swept this team. You really do. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, no. Man, it's tough. It's tough. No, it feels like a situation that isn't gonna get better. It feels like one's gonna keep getting worse. But let's get to the comment section here. I wanna kind of let people get their thoughts in. Marcus Valdez says, I don't know why a Blue Jays fan tweeted it, but Ron leads MLB in a stat called shutdowns or no meltdowns, I believe. Thoughts on that and what Aaron Boone should have done with him the 11th? Yeah, Ron's been bad this year. Ron's been bad. It's been really bad. Like I know the ERA isn't that bad, but the time that he gets the moments he gets rocked in are extremely suboptimal. It's not good, man. I,
He's getting rocked in the high leverage moments that we relied on him last year with, so it's not good at all. And I didn't know meltdowns was even considered a stat.
Yeah, it's a stat. It's a fun little like win probability added one. One of the nerd docs.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
It
No, it's
doesn't
crazy.
surprise, but if that is true, that he leads in that stat, it doesn't surprise me because I mean I've seen it too much this year where he's imploded in a high leverage situation. There's a reason he was getting phased out of it because he's not been doing good in those situations at all. And, as bad as he has been, I would have still picked him over Nick Ramirez with all due respect. I know Nick Ramirez has been, relatively fine, but lately he's been shaky and too. Nick Ramirez never had a save before. You're expecting Nick Ramirez to come into the game, save you a game that you kind of have to win. It's an important game to win. I feel like you could have went with a more trusted arm. I really do. You know what I mean? And quite frankly, Nick Ramirez got rocked. He gave up the home run, and then he gave up another loud out right after. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like Boone was trying to steal some outs and kind of save his pen arms for tomorrow night. When really you needed to win today's game. You had to win this game. You got to go with the guys you trust. And I know Ron has been bad. I know he's been bad. I still would have went with him over Nick Ramirez though. It's unfortunate he gave the walk-off home run, but you put him in a situation where he had no margin for error. And yes, I know if you put him in to start the inning, runner at second, same thing. Maybe you feel like no margin for error, but at least that one swing wouldn't have ended the game right away. When he comes in a tie game, one swing ends the game. You know what I mean? Maybe it sounds like a dumb argument, but I think I still would have went with Marinaccio, even though he's been bad. I think I still would have went with him. I really do.
I think they have to execute. I think like Nick Ramirez has to get a lefty out. I'm sorry. You
He
have
has
to get
to.
that lefty out.
I'm not.
No, you
You know
have
what? I'm
to.
not denying
You're
that.
Nick
I'm not even
Ramirez, you
denying
have
that.
to.
Like I said, I know I was saying, oh, I would still went with Ron. Nick Ramirez was put in that situation, though, and he does have to execute. So I 100% agree. You know, I'm not trying to fully blame Boone because again, Boone was not pitching, but at the same time, I don't think he should have went with Ramirez. I really don't. I don't think he should have went with him. I don't. I understand what he tried to do, the lefty-lefty situation with a power hitter leading off the inning. I get that. At the same time, you got to win this game. I feel like you should have went with a trusted arm. I do. Even if Ron has been as bad as he is, I feel like you have a better chance if you give him a chance to give you a clean inning rather than putting him in a situation where one swing ends it all. You know what I mean? I I, I think the odds would have been more in his favor, is what I'm trying to say. And
Yeah.
I agree with you. Nick Ramirez got to execute though. You got to get a lefty out. You got to. You're put in the situation because there's a lefty power hitter coming up. You got to get him out. You got to get him out. You can't give up a 450-foot home run to him. I still find it funny that John Flaherty thought it was a pop up. He hit the ball and he said popped up. Yeah, it was more than popped up. And then I thought it was even funnier that just a couple batters later said Alan Trejo had no home runs on the year, and as he threw the pitch, boom, home run. like
Terrible. Just I never want Flash on the call again in my lifetime. Never. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I never want that man calling another game for the New York Yankees. No play by play. No more. I want him off my screen. I want it off today. I mean, today. Like, I want it done now. Can't survive. Like, tomorrow morning, I should wake up to Jack Flaherty never going to be a play by play guy again. Never. He's banned from that. I need that. It was terrible. I'm sorry. Pissed me off so much. But dude, we're our bullpen situation is just kind of screwed right now. You can't keep burning these guys. A lot of these guys are slumping at the same time. Canley slumping a little bit. That's not great. Got bat bipped, just a lot. Clay Holmes giving up a grand slam. Like Clay Holmes usually doesn't give up a grand slam. Like that doesn't really happen. I
This is
think
his
it might be
first home run of the year he gave up too.
oh,
This is his
man,
first home
like
run he gave
yeah,
up this
that
year.
was like the worst timing ever too. It was just bad things happening to like things that it's law of regression. I get it. But it all happened right at the same time, it felt like, and the Yankees were kind of screwed. So I don't know. This is not a great situation to be in. Let's see what else we got here. Baltimore, Toronto, Boston, all 8-2 in their last 10. Yeah, everyone's heating up except for us. And remember, the AL East was in a bad spot a couple weeks ago. Everyone was playing poorly, but the Yankees didn't take advantage. Had they taken advantage against some pretty bad teams, played the Cardinals, you just played the Rockies, the Cubs, they might be in a situation when you're like, all right, we're slumping a little bit, but we're still 2-3 games up on our wild card spot. You know what I mean? So
And you know what? We're about to play an Angels team without Trout. So things might even get worse somehow.
It's so bad. It is so unbelievably bad. I don't know. I'm not a fan of what's going on here. I think no one's a fan of what's going on here, but it's bad.
No, we're about to see the Baltimore Orioles take first place in our division. Can you believe that? We're about to see that. They're only I think they're a couple games away
They
out of the
have a
loss,
half
out of the
game. They
lost
have a
column.
game up. They're actually the Rays are a game behind the Orioles in the loss column.
So what is
The
it,
Rays
like a
might lose
half
this
game
division.
difference in the standings?
Yeah, the Rays might have choked the division, dude.
To the
You know
Orioles
what?
instead of us.
You know what, man? You know what? It's fine.
Can you believe just like a couple weeks ago, we had taken the first 2 of a 4-game set against Baltimore, and we're just 2 games out of the loss column to them, and have free fallen since.
Jesus Christ, man.
The vibes were up a couple weeks ago, man.
Imagine if we just played good baseball, we would be fighting for the division. This team fucking sucks right now, man. I'm so mad at this team. The Yankees could be fighting for the division, Dylan. We could be fighting for the division, but these fucks lost to the Cardinals and the Rockies and the Cubs
And the
and
Cubs.
the White Sox. Dylan, they lost to the White Sox. Okay, so now that situation's over, I was on a date on one of those games. Them motherfuckers made me get sick, her get sick, and we fucking lost. Semi Savala hit 2 home runs. What's going on here, Dylan? Why are we losing to these teams? These teams aren't good. These are teams you beat.
Should be.
And lesson learned, right? I fumbled that situation. Yankees, you blew it. If the Yankees had won, who knows? So the Yankees costing us a chance at a World Series and me a chance at happiness. Never bet on the Yankees, folks. Never. But yeah, dude, we're losing to bad teams. Like, I'd get if we were playing the Rays and the Rangers and the Braves. We haven't even played the Braves yet. We still have to play a bunch of games against the Rays. We still have to play the Blue Jays. We got plenty of games left against Baltimore. We can't beat Boston and still have to play Boston. So, Dylan, and we haven't played Houston yet, Dylan. We have not played a team. Oh man, the Houston Astros. That's a team we want to play. Come on, man. It's there's no more breaks after this. This was your break. You blew it.
This was your soft part of the schedule, and you're stinking up the joint.
Yeah, no, it's bad. What are they? I just don't get it.
You had a stretch of games against the A's, Cardinals, Cubs, Rockies. And you went under 500 in that stretch, or almost. I don't know the exact record, but it feels like they went under 500 in that stretch. And yeah, it's bad. You can't play 500 to under 500 baseball when you have basically 4 consecutive series like that. I know it wasn't exactly 4 consecutive because I know they had an Orioles series in between that Cardinals Cubs series, but still, you get the point stands. You have a schedule that consists of those teams pretty much almost consecutively for a good 2-3 weeks. And not only did you get worse somehow, but now you're in last place after that stretch. Now you're playing the Angels. It's another team that's slumping, and they just lost Mike Trout. I know they still have Shohei Ohtani, but they don't have Trout. And who knows what's going to happen there now, too. It seems like we can never win in Anaheim anyway, so I mean, the reasons to be optimistic, there's not many. There is not many.
Yeah, it's not great. And I'm going to tweet out because I wanted to talk about this a little bit. The Yankees are reportedly interested. I'm tweeting this, so I'm literally going to hear some keyboard clicking. They're reportedly interested in Rockies outfielder. I do outfielder or OF? What do you think looks cleaner?
OF, probably.
Okay. Randall Grichuk. Mark Fines. Feinstein. There we go. All right, but we're gonna talk about this. I just have to tweet it. Feinstein. We've done on Spaces, in Spaces tweets. Now we're doing in live tweets. I don't know if you've heard the in Spaces tweets. Those are fun. I stole someone's tweet.
Next time you do your weekly Yankee Spaces, man.
Yeah,
you gotta let me in that so we can.
I got you.
We can discuss some ball.
And where can we do that? Where can you find those spaces, Dylan? You want to remind the audience where you can find those spaces?
They're on Fireside Yankees on our
Oh,
Twitter.
oh, oh, oh.
They're on our Fireside Yankees Twitter, and
Fireside
you can also follow both of our Twitters because we'll be involved in those when we get those going. But to pivot back towards Randall Grichuk, the Yankees killer, as we all know, has what 18 home runs against us since 2019 or 2018, something crazy like that, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. He's been killing us basically ever since that time for the past several years. I mean, I know he's not amazing, but it might end up being better than what we got because I mean we're playing IKF in left field now. So I mean,
yeah.
I mean, can it get a lot worse than that? No.
It cannot.
And
It
you
does
don't
not.
you don't have to give up a lot to give up to get Grichuk either. And if you say you get Grichuk and then you go bigger and you go get like a Bellinger, or even if you're really crazy, Juan Soto,
Oh
if
man.
you pull off a move like that, you could find a way to slot Grichuk in on days you give one of the outfielders the day off and stuff, and you have at least have still a serviceable outfielder to play every single day. So I mean, there's benefits to it. I don't expect the Rockies to really keep him either. I feel like he's going to get moved one way or the other. So, you know, something to look at. Something I'd be interested in though. I'm definitely not against it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
I'm not against it at all. And you know what? He's been killing us, so get him on our team.
Yeah.
Get him with us. Get him with us because he's been killing us. So
Hold on. You're about to get an unbelievable tweet right now. I gotta
we're
put
all
this
witnesses here
gem
now to
together.
this. We're all about to be
Oh
witnesses to
man, you
this
guys
tweet.
gonna see someone
All
cook.
all you 41
You're gonna
viewers watching
see.
this right now
Oh
are
man.
gonna be witnesses to this tweet that Ryan Garcia ESM is about
Blue
to put out.
shape emoji. Oh, this is the clean one, bro. You don't even understand about. Oh my god, this is
Yeah,
beauty right here. The
yeah. If you guys have Twitter, make sure you
365
open
games.
Twitter right now and
Ooh,
just be
ooh,
and keep be
ooh,
on
ooh.
the lookout for a particular tweet from this man
115
right here.
OPS plus. Oh, we're using OPS plus. This is an OPS plus tweet, folks. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. 300, because you see, like, I don't want this to just be us sitting here being upset about the Yankees, because
Oh yeah,
Dylan,
no, of
we all
course.
deserve a little bit of happiness. You know what I'm saying? If
You know
this
what?
team
You're
isn't going to
right.
give it to us right
This,
now,
this this team has been giving us heartbreak, but we got to find something to smile at.
right?
So
So
let's
what
figure it out.
I'll make sure I keep a jolly-ish mood instead of just being upset about everything, because I know I get very very rowdy on these live streams, Dylan. So I'm thinking of
Understandably.
yeah, no, I definitely understandably. I'm not sitting here and saying anyone's rage is unjustified, but um, you know, I'll be a cordial. 18, no doubles. 18
You're
doubles.
putting together a really convoluted tweet, I see.
Ooh, ooh.
This is some sophistication right here, man.
Home runs. Ooh, okay.
Man's making sure that
No home
it's
runs.
the exact thing we need, so this better
Beat
be worth it. That's all I'm gonna say.
30
I really
left-handed
want to know
pitching.
what's in this tweet, man. I gotta know. This has
He's
to be a banger of a tweet, bro. This got to be a banger. Gonna have to get a bunch of views, man, bunch of likes. Make sure all 43 of you guys be on the lookout for this. Ryan is in the lab right now. We are witnessing him in the lab while we are sitting here kind of sulking in our thoughts about this Yankee stretch, trying to look for something to give us happiness. He is currently in the lab. You can tell he's
um
locked in. He's got his eyes glued to that computer
shit so
screen.
low.
See, this is the part where like I gotta try to provide some filler conversation in while you develop this tweet. This better be a good tweet, man. This better be a good tweet. That's all I gotta say. This better be a good tweet.
Okay, ready? Ready?
I am ready. I am ready.
Yeah.
Make sure people watching here are ready too. Make sure that all you guys are ready for this because this I'm fingers crossed hoping this is a good tweet. Which it's Ryan Garcia. Every tweet of his is good, so I don't doubt it.
All right.
You were typing away.
Oh,
Wait,
is it out?
should we
Oh,
count
look at it!
over,
Look at it!
or
Look
is
at
it
it! Look
out?
at it!
Let's
Masterpiece.
see. Let's see this. If you guys are on Twitter, go to Fireside Yankees Twitter right now.
Look at this. You're
Let's
gonna
see.
look at this tweet is beautiful. This tweet
Let's
is
see.
beautiful.
Should I read this tweet out loud for the
Please,
viewers who don't have Twitter?
please.
Let's read this. So, the Yankees are reportedly interested in Rockies outfielder Randall Grichuk, per Mark Feinsett, who has put together a strong campaign thus far in 55 games. 115 OPS plus, 300 batting average, 362 on base percentage, 473 slugging percentage, 18 doubles, a low cost veteran bat should the Yankees acquire him at the deadline.
Look at
Let's
the
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
no, but let's look at the look at the look at the diamonds. See
Hey
that?
man, those diamonds are clean though. Those diamonds are
Woo!
clean. They're
Those are
clean.
clean.
Those are clean. Those are
Anyways,
clean. Those are
company guy right here. Company guy right here. You just saw me
clean.
cook. You just saw me cook. This is like I hit a little. I got a little an RBI single, not a home run. You know, high fiving the guys when I get back into the dugout. But anyways, let's get back on track here. No distractions for me anymore. Next question. Thoughts about who you guys would be okay to part with, and who you want to trade for, or who would you want to trade for, since the Yankees aren't doing so hot right now. Cody Bellinger's on my want
My
list.
girlfriend, by the way, so
Shout out Sarah, big supporter of not just Fireside Yankees, but Fireside Knicks as well, which everyone here should subscribe to. Oh, I'm a Nets fan. No, you're not. You're a Knicks fan. If you're from New York, you're a Knicks fan. I'm sorry, you're not a fan of a New Jersey team. Come on, guys, let's grow up a little bit here. But everyone follow Fireside Yankees, of course. Does a great job on the TikTok socials there. He runs that page like a maniac. Awesome at what he does. But focusing back on the question here. Cody Bellinger, I think, is like my most realistic. Like, I think he has the highest percentage chance of being a Yankee, and I like that. I think he's really good. I really like that. And I think we need to have a conversation about this. Who would you rather have in center field for the next 4 years, Cody Bellinger or Harrison Bader?
Decent conversation to have.
Cody Bellinger's 28, just turned 28. So if you give him a 4-year deal, you'll have him for his age. You'll have him until his age 32 season. And if he gives you, if he's a 110 WRC plus bat with his speed in left field and contact skills, he probably could be a 115, 120. I think he's a 120 guy. Dude, that's a really nice player to have. And I was thinking about this. The Yankees could have a lineup of a superstar like Aaron Judge, and this is where like a Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani comes in. If you have an Aaron Judge, and let's say Stan coming back, Stan's gonna be solid, right? Let's say Stan gets back to where he should be because he's playing a lot better as of late. If you surround that with just like good, just solid baseball players, you'll win a lot of baseball games. It's not about, this guy. No team has 7, 8 guys with a 120 OPS plus. Most teams, maybe there's 1 or 2, but you can live with a bunch of Aaron Judge, some 120 WRC plus bats, and then a bunch of 100 to 110 WRC plus bats. That's a good lineup. You score a lot of runs with that. So I just want the Yankees to have a deep lineup, and that's really where I'm at with this team right now. I think Bellinger deepens the lineup. I think having Peraza here deepens the lineup. What do you think, Dylan?
I definitely agree. I mean, I think Bellinger is kind of the guy you got to go for right now. And Bellinger's red hot right now, too. He just hit a grand slam against Boston yesterday, I believe it was. So, let's go get him. I think it'll be the guy you go after. I think Juan Soto is kind of the home run ball. I feel like he'll be a bit of a long shot. He'll cost a lot. I feel like the Yankees could be better off if they settle for a little cheaper of a price and go after a guy like Cody Bellinger. I feel like that'd be worth it, And it's interesting conversation to have if he should be playing, if you want to have him long term or Harrison Bader long term. Because I like Bellinger. For as much as Bellinger has, kind of dropped off from his MVP season just a couple years ago, I still think he's a very serviceable baseball player. I think he'll be, very valuable on the New York Yankees right now for a team that badly needs outfielders. So I feel like he'd just provide a lot more benefit than not if you brought him over. And if it doesn't work out, then you don't keep him for long term, or you don't sign him in free agency or anything like that, because I believe Bellinger's a free agent after this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Okay, so Ryan gave me a thumbs up so that it is true. And so, if it doesn't work out, then you don't bring him back and you stick with maybe looking to extend Bader or something. At least you would have the fallback option, and you can find a different outfield bat in the offseason if you have to. But I think it's worth exploring with going after Bellinger. I think it is. I feel like that's kind of the guy you got to go to. And as for guys to part away with, basically anybody except Judge and Cole. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be that person that's like, oh, let's sell the whole team right now. No, but there are quite a lot of pieces right now that I would be perfectly okay with not bringing back whenever they hit free agency or even this offseason. So basically, I feel like Judge and Cole are like your two safest guys without a doubt, of course, because that's your best hitter and then your best pitcher, and then the rest of the guys, I feel like if the price is right, then you could be willing to offer to anybody else almost. Not obviously maybe some other guys might be a little safer than others. I think we've had this conversation before a couple streams ago, but you know that's kind of where I'm at on it. I think though the main guy you got to go after is someone like Bellinger. I would love a Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani. Don't get me wrong, but you know they're very expensive players, so those are going to be a lot tougher to rile up a trade for. So with that being said, I mean I think Bellinger's kind of your guy to target right now the most because I feel like that's the most realistic option that's out there right now. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, so I'm about to finish putting together the greatest lineup you'll ever see in your lifetime. Because think of it like this: the Yankees need a team that has. Here's the thing: the Yankees have a lot of. I think I've mentioned this before. The 2021 opening day team versus the 2023 opening day team. Let's go down the position group, right from 1 to 9. Your ace, obviously, Garrett Cole remains the same. Your two is your catcher. It's different, not the same position. First base, not same position. Second base, not same position. Shortstop, third base, left field, and center field. That's 8 positions that have changed. The position players, there's no contingency there. They haven't figured out long-term solutions, permanent solutions. You trade for Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo's off the team a year later, and you get Andrew Benintendi. He's gone. You have Urshela. He's gone. Voit gone. Donaldson here probably going to be gone. IKF here probably also going to be gone. Not saying IKF and Donaldson to say, but you get my point. Like these weren't going to be long-term solutions. The Yankees need long-term solutions. I think the Yankees should throw everything in the world for Juan Soto and Cody Bellinger because then they would have if you throw the right extensions, you now have a long-term future. You have Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. The rest of your lineup can just be solid and you'll win a lot of games. Soto, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, Volpe, Peraza, Rortvedt / Trevino, let's say, right? Because I imagine Higashioka, I think he has a year less on his deal than Trevino. I think the Yankees will look on to moving on from him. Suddenly, your lineup is very deep. You have pretty solid hitters up and down. I think Peraza can be a Colton Wong type player. Not a great hitter, really good defender, really good base runner. More of a bottom of the order type of guy. Volpe as your 7 and Gleyber as your 6 is pretty dirty. That's a pretty good bottom of the lineup. It's well rounded. There's a lot of speed. It's a young team. You have a lot of club control on a lot of these guys. You have Judge for a while, Stanton for a while. If you extend Torres for a while, Volpe, Peraza, Rortvedt, Bellinger if you extend him. You know what I'm saying? Like now you have a long-term team. Now that's your team for an extremely long period of time. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. It's younger, it's more athletic. You feel like you have better control over that too. You don't have to worry about handing out large contracts to everybody. You don't have to worry about having aging contracts or anything like that. I feel like that'd be good. You know, Going younger sometimes just might be the way to go. And right now, where the Yankees stand, that might have to be the way to go younger and look to acquire younger but established talent, but also give the younger guys such as like Volpe a larger opportunity. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be the kind of the way to go. I don't disagree. I feel like we'll see better results if we do that. And you keep Judge around, so you have your superstar still around. You have Stanton probably for a bit, so you have like the second guy. Hopefully he can turn it around and continue to produce. So he's not where he's at right now. If Bellinger comes back to kind of being an all-star form like he kind of is right now, then you're golden there. So yeah, I feel like that'd be I feel like you'll see some improvements there. I have to step away 1 second to grab a drink, so I'm gonna let you take over for 1 second, but I will come right back. But feed everyone your thoughts on that.
All right. So I think the Yankees need to get deeper as a lineup. I've explained that already. I'm going to kind of take some questions here. Cameron Woolley Show says, this isn't about one game. This isn't about one season. We know the game falls and complain about the same things for years. It feels like it's never going to get better. It probably will get better. I mean, I think it'll get better at some point. Like, I mean, this year might just not be the year. It is what it is. Like, the Yankees are never bad. Like, let's be real here, guys. Yankees are never below 500. You're just either mid, pretty good, but not good enough to win a World Series, and then championship mode. This is just not a championship mode year. Maybe next year is. Who knows? I'm not at like doomsday like scenario. We don't even know how this season ended. I'll wait for the postseason before I say this. I hope we lose now. We need a wake up call. Christian, nah, it's not the mentality to have. We're Yankee fans. We root for our teams to win. That's what we do. Because that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know why we want to be, acting like winning isn't what matters. This is what sports is about. Sports isn't about accountability. It's about winning. It's about winning. That's what you want to do. So I want this team to win. I will always root for my New York Yankees to win baseball games when they have a chance to go to the postseason. Any team that is in the postseason has a chance to win it all. I will never, ever, 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 ever declare a season over until the Yankees are eliminated from playoff contention or eliminated from the postseason. I'm sorry. That's how it is. Nick Nation says, if Donaldson was on the 60-day IL, it would free up a roster spot, but that's too smart to do for the Yanks. I think they'll cut him. I think they'll DFA him. Do not be shocked by that. I think they will. Light the glasses, Ryan. Joker's Deadly Gaming. Thank you, my friend. These are my sad hours glasses. We wear these to feel a little happy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very sad right now. Randall Grichuk owns us. Smart. Make sure he doesn't go to the AL rival like the Astros Jays again. If he goes to the Houston Astros, I will cry myself to sleep. I think Grichuk's approach actually works really well for right field. He kind of just like eyeballing a team and a bench. If you're eyeballing a bench a little bit here, you have Jake Bowers, Randall Grichuk. You guys just got to bear with me here. I like writing this stuff out so I can have it tomorrow morning. You have DJ LeMahieu. And then you have Jose Trevino. That's one hell of a ball club. That's a pretty good bench, too. So, I'd want to make sure he doesn't go to a rival. Since 2018, homers versus New York, Devers, Grichuk. Yeah, and Grichuk hasn't been in the AL East for about 2 years. So, crazy.
I think it's even
crazy
funnier about that.
Crazy.
And, of course, the one game he does play with while he's in Colorado against us, he hits a home run. Of course. Of course.
Crazy.
It's like anybody could have guessed that was going to happen.
Anyone. Everyone and anyone. Feeble. Versus Yankees. In 2020, we had a 5-home run ending versus Chase Anderson. Yep, I remember this. This was, man. Good Lord. Dude, 2020. 3 of the last 4 Yankee seasons have been fucking pathetic. Have you thought about that? 3?
Yes.
3.
2020, we barely made a wild card. And then 2021 made the playoffs on the last game of the season. 2022 was, a cakewalk to the postseason, but then we got swept in the CS. And right now, looks like we are going to be in for a long season. So,
dude, it's crazy. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, we're in a rough spot, man. 3 of the last 4 years have been fucking terrible. Just bad. Just not good. Just the vibes are off,
And it's funny that all 3 of those, seasons we made the postseason, but it doesn't feel like they were earned except maybe last year.
Yeah, no, because the 2020 team wouldn't have fucking made the playoffs without the Mickey Mouse stuff.
Probably not.
They had the Mickey Mouse clubhouse in fucking right field for those postseason games. I'm sorry, bro. I feel bad. I like the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. I don't hate the Dodgers. That's a lie. I don't know if I love the Dodgers, but I don't hate them. I envy them, I guess. But anyways, like Dylan, dude, how did we go from no pitching and a bunch of offense to no hitting and a bunch of pitching? Like what did they forget to do? Like what did they lose? Like I'm so confused, man.
First things first,
it's so boring.
They forgot to add a bat this past offseason, and they forgot to, handle the Aaron Hicks situation in the offseason rather than burn it out until mid-May. They didn't, sign any major league free agents. They just signed a bunch of minor league deals. Uh, that's kind of where the mistakes are. A lot of it you could tie it back to this past offseason when they literally did nothing aside from signing Rodon. And don't get me wrong, I think adding Rodon was a good move. I do, but I think they need to do more than that. And they did not do more than that. They added Rodon and said, all right, we're running it back. Even though they got swept in the CS. If you get swept in the CS, that should tell you that you have flaws. But I guess not in the eyes of Cashman. So, yeah, that's I think where all the mistakes really lie is that they didn't do the proper things this past offseason. Because you could have really built off of the success of at least the first half from last year and a historic season you got out of Aaron Judge. You could have built something good off of that. I really think you could have. And there were chances. They could have gotten like Brian Reynolds out of Pittsburgh and, taking care of the Aaron Hicks situation and stuff. I think they had the chance to do that. They didn't do it though. So that's a problem. That's why we're in this position we are in right now. They didn't address the third base issue. They didn't address like Donaldson or anything. They just kept him around and said, "All right, we're gonna run it back, and hopefully we do better than the Astros next season." But that didn't happen. So, and where we are right now, even with the Astros playing just about at the same level as we are, can we even really say that we would beat the Astros in a 7-game series? Absolutely not. We were not beating that team with this team right now. No way. No way. Just being honest. No way.
Yeah, no, dude, we are struggling, man. We are struggling, and I actually got because I was laughing a little bit earlier in the stream. That's because someone sent me something. I wanted to send it to you, but I can't. Um, it's a screenshot where it's like me saying, "Remember, the off season's not a race. It's a grind. From November to February. Don't worry. Do not rush any signings before the lockout." And then Stalling Marte, I think, signed with the Mets. I just tweeted bald, shiny head, no hair. Bald, you are bald, egghead, Dr. Eggman. That's crazy. But anyways, that's crazy. Okay. But yeah, no, we're in a tough spot, man. We're in a tough spot with the offense. It's not good. Brandon Moore says, Ryan, Yankees need some bullpen help. We're not done yet. We get Cody Bellinger from the Cubs and Lucas Giolito from Chicago. You want the double Chicago package? That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Never mind. Lucas Giolito, very, very solid starting pitcher. I think Lucas Giolito is the number 3 for a playoff team. I think he could pitch in a big game. Get a couple of good. You just need him to get to the 5th. You have a great bullpen. Cody Bellinger, I think, is a great ad. I think Cody Bellinger is the future center fielder of the New York Yankees. This team I have right in front of me is so fucking good, man. This team is so good. I'm sorry. I think I just built one of the greatest teams of all time, man. I'm so proud of this team. I'm looking at this shit smiling.
Should make Ryan Garcia the GM.
Make me the GM, man. This team is
Cashman, you got some competition, man.
You got a
guy right here.
This is gorgeous. Listen to this. Juan Soto in left field. Aaron Judge in right field. This is the batting order too. Cody Bellinger center field. DH, Giancarlo Stanton. First base, Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo has to be the 5 hitter now, so he's no longer as not as big of a role, so his WRC plus doesn't matter as much. Glaber is a 6 hitter at second base. Solid hitter. How many second basemen are better hitters than Gleyber Torres?
There's not many.
Not many. Anthony Volpe, solid player, really good defensive shortstop. If he takes another step forward to bat, now you have a really good 7 hitter. Oswald Peraza, third base. Can he be a league average hitter with good deep? Colton Wong. I think the Colton Wong comp is so cool. Could you imagine having a Colton Wong in your team? That's a nice play. That's a good player to have.
Like a right-handed Colton Wong.
Right. I feel like that's such a nice player to have in your team.
The good Colton Wong, though. We should emphasize that.
Right.
The good version. Not this year's Colton Wong.
He's bad.
This year's Colton Wong. With all due respect, stinks.
Terrible.
So
no disrespect to Mr. Wong, Mr. Colton Wong,
so,
but
the good Colton Wong when Colton Wong was an all-star.
Right.
Yeah, the good version of Colton Wong, of course.
Right. But I think that's nice. And then you have Vet and Trevino. Let's say Trevino's actually. Do you know he has a 100 WRC plus against left-handed pitching in his career?
I did not know that.
No, it's actually better than Higgy's numbers. So that's weird when they platoon them because Trevino's better. But against right-handed pitching, he's awfully awful, right? But Ben Warfet's left-handed, and he's hitting his there's this stat called Bags Plus, which is a WRC plus, but like adjusted for different factors. They do this for minor leaguers so that we can get MLB equivalent. So what their WRC plus would be with their like production, how would it translate to the major leagues? Ben Warfet's was 103. Could you imagine a 103 WRC plus left-handed catcher and then that 100 WRC plus against lefties? And they're both amazing defensive players. And Vortvet's young and he's controllable, so you can have him around for a really long time. That's a really good.
You're lucky to get 100 WRC plus out of any catcher.
Could you imagine? Let's say 95, 95 with great defense. Dylan, I just told you this is a world. Dylan, this team wins a World Series. This is the 1998 New York Yankees. I just built the 1990. I just built the single greatest Yankees team of all time.
Well, you better hope that team. You better hope that team has the same fate as the 98 Yankees and not the 01 Mariners.
But I'm just telling you, this is no, they're not going to win 116 games. This team wins 96 games, but wins the World Series. They're not a 2018 Red Sox. No. This is how you properly win a championship, because you can't just like, oh, well, we're just that good all year. That's boring. No one likes that. This team's going to have to battle through some adversity and have some ups and downs, and a heart-crushing loss in Baltimore on a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like things like that. No, I don't like that dominant shit. That's like boring. We need the theatrics in baseball. I need to earn that championship. You know what I mean? So like that's why last year's team scared me, because I'm like, this isn't real. They're not this good.
You felt like
I was like, they're not this good. Back of my mind,
you felt like it was like too good.
When everyone was like, oh, they're frauds, I'm like, no, they're not frauds. But in the back of my head, I'm like, they can't.
You know what's crazy about that too? About that stretch we had, man. We did that while throwing out a lineup that had IKF, Aaron Hicks, Joey Gallo, and Josh Johnson in the lineup every day.
Yeah. How are we good?
Like when you really think about it, it's like, how did we go 52 and 18
forget,
to start
Josh
the year?
Donaldson got off to a great start, and Aaron Hicks had a really good start to his season.
Aaron Hicks, he did. They did. But I think you get the point that I'm making here. You had those guys in the lineup every single day, and you still went 52 and 18 to start the year.
I don't know if people remember this. I don't.
Aaron Hicks was hitting 300 in the first 2 weeks of last season.
Ready? No, not even that. Aaron Hicks had a 368 on base percentage and 112 WRC plus on July 26th of last year. That's crazy.
Like,
Aaron Hicks.
That's crazy to think about.
Aaron Hicks, and I remember I tweeted because Aaron Hicks was on a 5 WAR per 600 plate appearance pace. Aaron Hicks was legitimately good.
The fact that on the stats they'll tell you that, but when you look at it on the grand scheme of things, he obviously wasn't
incredible.
Great, but
it's incredible.
It's incredible that the stats showed that. That's a case where like the stats are showing something completely different, I guess, than what you actually think you're watching.
I mean more so from the sense of like the fact that Aaron Hicks was productive. Like we forget that team wasn't just like, oh, bad players and somehow the Yankees won games. No, it was bad players were legitimately good. And then from that point where he had a 112 WRC plus, he played 73 games with the Yankees, 46 WRC plus, 3 home runs in 73 games. Withered away.
Oh, 46 WRC plus. Yeah, that's a little more accurate.
And then
that's
Donaldson,
a little more accurate.
If you remember, Josh Donaldson also had a really he had some pretty good numbers with some decent sample size that year. Because I remember writing an article about him. And he was, I remember his numbers were amazing to start. I know in the first couple weeks he was bad. And then he found it. Let me see if I can get the peak. Where I
remember there was that stretch he had against Boston last year where he was on a tear, where he was hitting home runs and he was getting 4 or 5 hits. He had that 4-hit game against Seattle. I remember, I remember those things. Those things you don't forget about.
No, but on for example, on
the
June
opening day
6th,
walk-off hit.
On June 6th, he had a 112 WRC plus.
Which is shocking because he was probably hitting 230 at the time.
Yeah, but he had he was 230, actually 233. That's crazy. That's a great guess.
What?
But he had
Wow,
350
that
OBP.
was a complete guess, man. I promise you, I
350
didn't look
OBP,
that
and he was
up.
leading off. And you had a stretch of the season where Aaron Hicks was a good player, Josh Donaldson was a good player, and they were in your lineup. And Trevino, remember, Trevino had like a 130 WRC plus at one point.
Yeah,
You
he
remember
was like hitting
that?
270 at one point
Yeah.
as a
So,
catcher.
my point more so is, that team was good because they had none of them was like superstars, though. It's not like Donaldson was 180 WRC plus. It was 122. Hicks 112. Glaber was playing also at an all-star level. But they had just like solid players around Aaron Judge being the best player on planet Earth, and they won a lot of games. This team just needs to do that again, right? And I think that there are these young players stepping into the fold and having a Bellinger and man, Juan Soto makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? So, you got to go big. You got to go big or go home here. I would also like Lucas Giolito as well. He'd be cool. Yankees need to sweep the Angels. They need to score more runs. Yeah, no, we have to beat the crap out of the Angels. Dylan, the Angels do not have Mike Trout. Tell me about what the New York Yankees should do to the Los Angeles Angels.
Beat the brakes off of them. That's what. I usually don't even go into like using those type of terms, but man, they need to go in there and just rip them apart. They have to. I mean, this is something they have to get something like that after this disappointing Rocky series. And I really hope that this loss that they had today, I hope that this loss that they had today wakes them up a little bit. They need to wake up. They need to wake up, man, because it's frustrating. Not only do the players need to wake up, the front office needs to wake up too and see what needs to be changed and see where they need to make the improvements. If the fans can see it, the front office should see it too. If the fans can sit here and say we have an issue in left field, we need to address that. The front office should do the same thing and make the move. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't expect the front office to necessarily go acquire a left fielder tonight, but they have to do it before the August 1st deadline or we're in trouble. So, and to get back on track, it starts with beating an Angels team that does not have Mike Trout, is in listening mode of selling Shohei Ohtani. They're about to trade him. I don't think he gets moved, but they are like listening. They're no longer in the okay, we're not trading Ohtani. They're in the all right. We're willing to listen to what other teams want for Ohtani. If they give us what we want, then maybe we'll do it. They're in that mode right now. The Yankees need to take advantage of that, of a team that's in deep water right now, and put them deeper. Sweep them. If they can't sweep them, at least win the series. I know it's tough to sweep series. I'm good. I gotta acknowledge that it's always tough to sweep a series, no matter what. Win the series at least, though. Win the series because you losing a series to the Rockies is already bad enough. If you lose a series to the Rockies and then follow that up with losing a series to the Angels, that's a problem. You're gonna be in so much trouble. So much trouble. Like,
Yeah, no, that'll be bad. We are in a rough spot, buddy. Rough. Darren Ruff's bad. He's bad. He's a bad player. I'm sorry, Darren Ruff. Guards are extremely high on Carlson. Put it this way, he was a sticking point in Soto talks last year. I did not say Dylan Carlson today, did I? If I did, I apologize. I would never suggest the Yankees. No, I'm joking. I think Dylan Carlson's solid. But yeah, I don't think the Yankees are getting Dylan Carlson. I think they could maybe do like a Schmidt for Carlson trade, but like the Yankees kind of need the starting pitching because Severino sucks right now. So
I want to add too. I'm diverting back to what we were just talking about. But after they play the Angels, they play the Kansas City Royals. If they end up losing a series to them too,
yeah,
and then they play the Mets after that. This is your softest part of the schedule you will have all season long. You already dropped a series to the Rockies.
Yep.
If you drop a series to the Angels, Royals, and or Mets, yeah, I don't even know what to say. But I'm sorry I interrupted your point about that.
No.
With the Dylan Carlson comment here, I do want to touch on that. I think he's a solid player. I think he's still a bit of a young raw prospect, but I think it'd be something the Yankees could explore. If the Cardinals are willing to move on from him, then I don't see why it would hurt. I think at this point, making any sort of additions is going to make you a better team than what you are right now. So I think that's like kind of the point we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. And I think, I'm just like trying to think right now. I don't really know what I feel like I would need a long-term answer here too. I feel like we don't have any long-term answers in places we need to have long-term answers. You feel me?
I definitely agree.
Like
We
where
definitely
are
don't.
long-term answers at these positions, man?
We have no long-term answer at left field, third base. You could argue we don't at second base because we don't know if we're going to keep Glaber around forever. So, I mean,
Clark.
there's there's a lot. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. We are in a not the most ideal spot to say the very least.
Nope.
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 There's no sugarcoating this situation, man. We are down in the dumps right now, and we have to find a way out. So,
Yeah.
there's no sugarcoating this at all.
It's tough. It's tough, man.
And usually most people probably know me as the optimistic fan on Twitter or the optimistic fan on this podcast, but it's hard to be optimistic when they make games like hard to watch and when they lose games in impressively bad fashion in ways that you just laugh at and you're just like, of course we lose that game. Like today, for example, losing today. Of course we lost that game. I'm not even shocked once. I am not shocked. I don't think many of us are shocked that we lost that game. Even though we were winning 3-1 in the 8th inning, 7-5 in the 11th inning.
Yeah, no, that was a not a great situation. Not a great situation the slightest. We are
Maybe the
these are
Yankees
some
need another
trying
All-Star break.
times.
Maybe they need another All-Star break to reset because this All-Star break did them dirty. So they need
Yeah,
another one to
no.
reset. They need a different one to reset themselves a little bit.
Tell me about it.
They do have some off days coming up. They have an off day on Thursday, and then they're off again next Monday, and then next Thursday as well. They got 3 off days in the next what was that, like 10 days that I just said? So, there's opportunities for them to reset their minds.
Gotta get right. Gotta get right.
And they have a night game tomorrow off of a day game today, so you got a day and a half to reset yourself a little bit.
Yep.
Collect your thoughts on that flight to Anaheim and figure it out.
Yeah. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Bring me Andrew Chafin and Dominic Fletcher from Arizona. That is all I need to say. Dominic Fletcher is available for trade. I don't know if he's available for trade. He's a young, controllable player. I think the maybe if and is he good? Like, here's the thing. And tell me if I'm kind of crazy here for this. There are players who are like young and good, and you're like, oh yeah, this player is really good. We should get them. And then there's like, oh, this player is good, but I don't know if he's that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if Dominic Fletcher
wait a minute.
Well, he has been good this season. I should say that. He has been good.
Dylan?
What? Let me let you cook up for a sec.
I think there's something like it. Oh, no, never mind. I don't know how I feel about this. I'd say yeah, but no.
I think Dominic Fletcher is a solid player. But I don't know if exactly 1 and 2. It's one of those moves where it comes with a big risk because if you trade away someone for him, now you're kind of stuck with him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you're kind of stuck with him, and you're kind of just like, we could have gotten somebody better than that. You know what I mean? This is the New York Yankees. They can go for bigger. They can go for bigger than that.
They can be the best.
They can go for way bigger than that. I'm not trying to diss Dominic Fletcher. I'm just saying I think there are players out there on the market that they can reach a little higher for. Reach for the stars, not the fence. Reach for the stars. Maybe that's a really bad analogy, but you get
no.
What I'm trying to say.
No,
I think you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Reach all the way. Go for as much as you can get. Even if you have to stop short of Juan Soto, go for the next best option that you can actually do.
It's incredible, man. It's really bad. It is really, really, really bad.
Andrew Chafin don't sound like the worst thing in the world.
I like Chafin, but
that doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. You could always he's not insane, but you could always add another lefty for insurance. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
think the
so.
Yankees. The only issue is I don't think Yankees could really give him a big role in that bullpen. So I don't know if it's really like worth doing it. I feel like it would kind of just be for no reason. So
Right.
you know what I mean. You don't want to make a trade for no reason. You want to make a trade that's actually going to make an impact, not do absolutely nothing. So if
Mhm.
making something like that isn't going to do you really much, then what's the point? You're kind of just making a trade to make it seem like you're doing something to impress the fan base. Oh,
Right.
look, they made a trade. But, it's like, I
Yeah.
ain't going to do much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
we can move on
Moving
to
on
some
a
of these other comments, though.
little
I feel
bit.
like we've been missing on some comments. I haven't been checking the chat line,
Um,
but I feel like there's
let's
comments
see.
we're
What do we want
missing
to talk about? What do
because
we
we've
want to
we've
talk
had a
about?
decent amount of
Tell me,
viewers
what do
in
we
this,
want to
so I
talk
feel like
about?
people have had
What
a
do we
lot
want
to
to talk about? What
say.
do we want to talk about?
Whatever the people want to talk about, whatever they
Sh-
got to say.
oh, this is funny. Yeah, the Johnny guy from the space is pretty funny. Um, but we talked about Soto, right?
In this stream,
Yeah.
we briefly did. We did last stream though a lot. We talked
Okay,
about
so
Soto a
we'll
lot last
move
stream.
on a little bit. Jesus, this is wild. I'm man.
The fact that this is probably true, I haven't like confirmed that, but that's probably true. And
I think it's
this
talking
is
about
insane.
Bellinger. He'd have a
Who,
I
Bellinger?
don't
Man, I don't think
yeah, I
Bellinger would
don't
get
buy
that
that.
bad.
No, I don't
I
buy
don't think
that.
he'd end up being that bad, man.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't think
buy
he'd
that.
get that bad. I understand why it can be hard to be optimistic over it right now because of where we're at, but I think Bellinger would immediately be an upgrade because I mean, like I just said, we are playing IKF in left field. IKF. Come on now, let's be real for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adding Bellinger, you'll instantly become better. Let's be honest. Even if he drops off just a little bit, it'll still be better than what you got right now. And the defense alone, the defense and the speed, the athleticism, that's something the Yankees are missing right now too in that outfield spot. So, you know what I mean? You have Harrison Bader, who's a fantastic fielder, but then you're throwing Stanton in right and IKF in left. Two guys that are not exactly known to be Gold Glove fielders in the outfield. You know what I mean? At least not Stanton anymore, because Stanton can't even run without pulling something. It seems sometimes. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't even want Stanton to run after a fly ball. I'm okay with him. He's the one guy I'm okay with jogging after a fly ball because I don't want to see him pulling up lame again because he pulled something. Health first. That's you know what I mean. Of course, I want the guys
Yeah.
to try, but I also don't. I also would like for them to stay on the field. So, like with Judge's injury, it's a whole different story. He can't control himself running into that fence. He can't. There's nothing he could have done about
Yeah.
that. He
No,
made
it's
a play,
crazy.
and it just happened to be right in front of that fence. So that's a different
No.
story.
Terrible.
But yeah,
It's bad. No, we're in a rough spot, dude. Um, let's see. Oh, he's talking about Grichuk. Okay. That's fair. Okay, that makes sense. Not touching a Bader extension. I agree. Oh, we got some Charlie Sprout. Greetings from Costa Rica, pure life. Let's hope there's a change of mind in the team and we start seeing last season's winning Yankees that were almost unstoppable. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, Charlie. Hopefully, we go on a tear, get on a little heater, go win the freaking division or some shit. That'd be crazy. Could you imagine that? That'd be wild. What do you think, Dylan? What do you think? Is it possible?
hey man, it would be hopeful. You know what I mean? If they can click something like they had last season and return that magic somehow, then who knows? Maybe this team goes on a stretch where they find a way to snatch 100 wins. Who knows? Who knows? But right now, man, we are down in the dumps. So they need to fix something. If they just get if they could just get better a little bit, man, I'll at least be encouraged that I see improvement. If they can find their way into the postseason, then you just take it on from there. Simple as that.
Oh, dude, yeah. I just it's just this is crazy. This is just I can't believe I cannot believe this offense is this bad, man. It's wild. Not touching a Bader extension. I kind of agree. Health issues. Not consistent with the bat. Not sure. Not sure I'm there with him.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, man.
No. Oh my God, this is true. He's the only guy who's been a below average hitter this year. They are unbelievable, man. They are unbelievable. Rangers have 8, Orioles have 7, Rays have 7. Yeah, the Yankees are bad with that. And my Sports Hub, blow it up and fire everybody. Oh, Sports Hub coming in hot. Dylan, what do you think? I gotta
Yeah,
wait.
we're not blowing it up
I'm
and
gonna need
firing
you to carry the
everybody.
crowd for a little bit because I gotta go get a bottle of water. All right.
Go for it.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're not blowing it up though
Back,
and
folks.
firing everybody. Yeah.
Yes, we are. I'm becoming
Anyways,
the
though,
GM.
yeah,
I want
we're
to announce
not.
this on the podcast.
Yeah, Ryan wants to blow it up and fire everybody, but realistically speaking, they're not gonna blow it up. I think they're gonna make some. I hope they make some changes, but blowing it up would mean you're getting rid of like everybody. You're getting rid of your star players, and you're ready to just tank. They're not gonna tank. They're gonna try to improve their team, but I think it's safe to say a lot of guys would be on the table right now. I think like obviously your Judge and your Coles are safe, but then I feel like a lot of the other names are not necessarily safe. You know what I mean? I feel like some other guys too are, you know, they might not bring back next season, which I'd be okay with. There's a good amount of guys that I'm okay with not bringing back. So, just to kind of reiterate what this comment was saying, they're not going to blow it up. I do think some changes in the front office might need to be necessary though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if this regime is gonna cut it. I'm definitely starting to question that right now as we speak. I mean, it's been 14 years since we last won a ring and nothing's happened, and now we're in this boon era, and things right now are at the worst that they've been since the 1990s. So yeah, I don't, things aren't bright right now, but hopefully things get better down the future. Ryan is now officially back. He's ready to blow up the team.
Let's
Right,
go,
Ryan,
baby.
you're ready to blow up the team. You're ready to blow up the team because
Oh,
I'm
oh, oh,
I'm not I'm
oh.
not, but you are, so he's ready to blow it all up. He's ready to tear it all down completely. Nah, what I was saying though, Ryan, since you
Yeah.
weren't in here, but I was basically saying like, I don't think they're gonna blow it up and like, because blowing it up would mean you're getting rid of everybody and you're ready to just completely tank. They're not gonna do that. Like Judge and Cole are still gonna be around. I feel like some other guys might still be, but I did say though a lot of guys are probably not necessarily safe, and some guys are on the table. Other guys might not be, but I think a lot of them would be possibly on the table if you want to call it that. And I said too that maybe this regime might not cut it entirely because I mean it's been already 14 years since we haven't won a chip, and right now we're in the worst area we've ever been since the 1990s. You and I have never seen it get this bad. So yeah, I think just considering those things, it's stuff to consider.
Yeah, for certainty. And for certain, excuse me. But dude, I think things have to change. Obviously, I'm not sure if it's gonna be blowing up, but I think it might just be some significant alterations to who's here next year. What are the odds get
You're
up
gonna
selling at
see
the
some
deadline? I
retooling for
say
sure.
10% that we sell.
They would only sell. I think at this point they're only going to sell if they literally lose out until the deadline. Then maybe they'll sell. I don't think they're going to lose every game until the deadline. That would be a catastrophe. But I think that's kind of like how low the odds really are. I don't think they're going to sell. This is the New York Yankees. They always are going to look to buy. The only way we wouldn't be looking to buy is if we were like in the Cardinals situation, which we're not. We're lucky to be not in that situation, but we do need to step it up now though regardless. So
Yeah, no, we are just. It's just. Dude, we need change. I need new players. I need new players. No more of these players. I want all of them gone. Moving on though. Ryan, speaking of Jake Powers, why do I think Jake Lamb was signed because Bauer's out for this year? I don't think it's because of that. I think they just wanted to have more depth. Dylan, what do you think?
think yeah, I was gonna say I wrote an article about this too earlier today actually on empiresportsmedia.com. So if you want to go check that out, you can go check that out. But I basically said I feel like they just added Lamb to kind of add to the infield depth since it's been so bad. And right now we need that kind of depth in our system in case things really go haywire. And now you just lost Donaldson anyway too. And I know they have Peraza up here right now, but let's say Peraza goes down too, then if they need a backup infielder, maybe Lamb ends up becoming the candidate because he's had experience in the league before. I know he has not been very good since 2017, but It's a major league player, and who knows? Maybe this is gonna sound wild, but maybe they'll turn him into something like what Matt Carpenter was like last year. That sounds wild, but who knows? Who knows at this point? Let's get crazy.
Dude, it's dude. We need divine intervention. That's what we need. If you think that the opposite of the Marlins, 90% of all hitting, all 90% of the time all hitting, not much pitching. But now we are the Marlins, all pitching, hitting. Oh yeah. Now now we are the Marlins. We're a pitching first team with bad offense. That is true. We are the Marlins. It's a boring brand of baseball. I'm sorry. This brand of baseball sucks cock. This is terrible. This is
At,
not fun.
at least the Marlins have a 400 hitter and a guy who has 25 home runs, and some fun. And at least they're winning. At least they're winning. The Yankees are not winning, so
No,
it's
dude. This is
unfortunate. But hey, shout out the Marlins.
2017
They've been doing.
was
You know what?
no. I was
Shout
gonna
out
say
the Marlins though. They've
2017
been
is
doing their
cooler than
thing this year.
2021.
But
Am I
yeah,
wrong?
oh yeah, oh yeah. Of
They hit
course.
bombs. That was fucking awesome.
Of course,
This
that
team,
2017 team was like that 2017 team was a defy expectations team. They weren't
not even
supposed to
just
be as good
that.
as they
They
were,
hit
but they
home
were, and it
runs.
was
They were
fun.
fun. The boys
Yeah,
bopped.
they did. They hit home runs. They had some guys with decent averages. They were hitting.
Right.
Severino was really good. Tanaka was a serviceable pitcher. I think CC was still around. It was fun, and
Yeah.
then it all
No.
just fell apart.
Just
All just
crazy,
went
man.
down the
Crazy.
drain.
Crazy. So bad. Let's see what else we got here. My messages went going off. I thought you might have texted me just now. Just Happy Johnson's on the aisle.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna say. I'll say I'm happy Peraza got called up. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna ever wish injury on somebody. I really hope Donaldson's all right and he'll get better soon. But at least this gives Peraza a chance. I can say that at least. But I'm not gonna say I'm happy that Donaldson's on the IL. No, absolutely not. I
Yeah,
would never wish
that's
injury
a
on a
little crazy. That's
player.
wild.
No matter how bad a player is performing, I would never wish. I would, yeah. No matter how bad a player is performing, I'm not going to wish injury on them. No, I'm not going to do that. I do hope Donaldson is okay. I do hope he gets better. But like I said, at least Peraza now has a chance. So show me what you got. He showed me a little bit today with that single in extra inning. So hopefully I see more of something like that.
Little
Some good
clutch
base
time
running
hitting.
too with the stolen base. He did
Little
make it,
clutch time.
and he did make a blunder on the base running after he made a nice steal. Then after that, he got thrown out at third. Bit of a blunder, but it was his first game back up. I'm not going to get too hard on that, but I just hopefully I see some more good production out of Peraza while he's up here, because who knows, he could either be a Yankee for 2 more weeks or for 5 more years or something. I saw like I think it was like Talking Yanks, one of those guys. They tweet something like that he could be a Yankee for either 2 more weeks or 5 more years. This is really where we're gonna find that out. So let's find out.
Dude, it's insane, man. It's unbelievable, dude. It's just I think Oswald Praz is a guy. I think he's a guy. I think he's a dude. I think he's gonna be a dude for us. I'm telling you, the Colton Wong comp is special. Absolutely discouraging when the bats finally get some Cole run support and the vaunted bullpen implodes. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We lose games in stupid ways now. It sucks. This is a
I
terrible way
mean,
to lose.
I do want to say this. I don't even know if you can necessarily say. I don't even know. I don't even know if you can necessarily say the offense even gave him run support, because I mean they got him 3 runs and they were all in the cheap way. You take it, of course, but the Yankees' record when they score 3 runs or fewer is what, 9-32. So, you know, I don't even know if I could say that, but I get the point that that the person here is making. They finally score a couple runs here and there, and the bullpen just flat out implodes and loses us the game. So, I mean, I understand it, and it like I said, it's impressive how we're losing games now at this point. So, I can't even say I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's wild, wild. Hey Ryan, FYI, since the Yankees went hot first half, they've gone 84-79 at 163 game sample size. That is mediocre at best. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I got into a relationship. That means that the Yankees play bad. It's my fault. I blame myself for the Yankees collapse last year. I understand. Now this year I don't blame myself for it. This team just sucks. But last year I you can blame me for that. That's my bad, guys. But yeah, no, it's been rough for about a year now.
Yeah,
Dylan, what do
everyone
you think about?
blame Ryan. Yeah, everybody blame Ryan. That's where we're at with it. Everyone blame Ryan. It's his fault. It's his fault we stink now. No, I'm playing. I mean,
My bad, folks.
84 and 79 over that stretch. Nah, but 84 and 79 over that stretch. I mean, that might even be worse than mediocre. That's very below average. That's not playoff team. So, you could argue that's even worse than mediocre. But, I don't want to set the bar too high, but still. I mean, the Yankees should be a lot better than that. So,
Yeah, don't disagree. Trying to sweep through here. Basement. Carlson Flattery from St. Louis and Grichuk McMahon from Colorado would be a nice multiplayer gets, would cost less than Soto. McMahon, I don't think he's getting moved. He got extended recently. Carlson, I think, would cost a Clark Schmidt, and replacing with Flaherty doesn't feel like an upgrade. Grichuk, I think, is good on his own, but like he shouldn't cost if he costs like nothing. Like, would I trade Matt Crook for Grichuk? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do you kind of get what I'm at, Dylan?
yeah.
That's actually a pretty fair
Yeah.
trade. Why not just do that today?
Yeah,
Just go
absolutely.
like, hey,
I would
why
do
not
that
just
too.
what the hell are the Rockies? What are we doing? Hold on, timeout. I'm tweeting this. This is hey. Hold on. Make this simple.
Ryan got to make sure everyone knows about this now. That would be an all right trade-off, though. You trade someone like that for Grichuk. Not like it's not like the Rockies are playing Grichuk all the time, anyway. So
Yeah. This makes sense. This is a good trade. I
pretty
just
much
came
where
up with
you're
a
at
really good
on it
trade.
with me.
I am on my GM bag right now. But Yankees only 1.5 games back for a wild card spot. I'll still pursue big names. Yeah, I agree. They're not out of the playoff picture. So yeah, keep going for it.
Yeah,
Imagine a baseball fan walking up to a
100%
Yankee
agree.
fan in February and telling this team to be the last bit. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no. I get it. We're underperforming. I don't disagree, man. I don't know why DXB sellers. Yeah, they're not selling. Rays have been losing Yankees and made zero advantage. Yep, no rentals, please. I disagree with that. If you can get a Bellinger, you get exclusive negotiating rights, and you get a little bit of leeway because he's like played in New York. That's fun. So I think that would help you actually.
Anything
So
to
I would.
help you make the playoffs and make a World
Right.
Series push, man. You can be anything to help. You know,
Yeah.
we're not rebuilding, so anything to help. Until
Yeah. No, definitely. I was talking about Grichuk in the 65 WRC plus comment. Bellinger would be really good. I agree. Bellinger, he's gonna put up big numbers. I agree. He'd be like Cranston 2.0. I'll disagree. I think he'd be more like let's think. I think he'd be more Didi Gregorius. Like really good Didi, like 2017 to 2018 Didi Gregorius. I think this is actually a perfect comparison because both of them had bad xwOBAs. Both of them had like okay but not great walk rates. Both of them didn't strike out a lot. Both of them were left-handed. Both of them hit home runs. Yeah, this is very similar. That's what you'd be trading for. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I apologize because my Wi-Fi has been tripping out, but I totally get what you mean, and I feel like that'd be something we could. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world, though. I still really don't. If you got someone like that, I think it would be all right. You know what I mean? But that's kind of where I'm at on it. I don't have a whole lot to say. Just certain moves can work, and I feel like a move like Bellinger could work. But yeah. And again, sorry if my feed cuts in and out. My Wi-Fi has not been great right now, so I'm gonna try and navigate with it as best I can. But yeah, that's where I'm at on it. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Hold on. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, like I think the Yankees could have like a plus bat here. You know what I'm saying?
no, yeah, definitely, yeah, 100%. I agree. So, I mean, you know, getting somebody like that would instantly make your team better, I think. So, any instant
Yeah, no,
upgrades
definitely.
will suffice. So, we don't, like I said, we're not in a rebuilding phase, so we don't have to go ahead and look for guys that we're just going to keep long term, like even a younger prospect type guys. No, you can get guys that'll help you out right now, and if you can make a push to the World Series, then that's golden. So, you know,
Yeah, no, like I'm thinking about it, dude. Like 2017 Didi Gregorius, 2018 Didi Gregorius type player in the middle of your lineup would be special, man. That would be really nice. I think about like how that team, those like 18, 17 teams had really good lineup depth. That's what made them amazing. Up like 1 through 9, they were just really sound. I think that's what this team should aim to do. You have the superstar. You just need to have, you know what I mean?
no, yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
you just need to have the
Depth
other parts.
matters a lot. Having depth matters a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's all part of having a good supporting cast around your superstar.
Right.
So
Exactly. Exactly. I
you
think
can
that
do
that's
it.
what I think Cody Bellinger could be that for us. Like that'd be icy, like a nice little 25 home run home hitter, you know?
He's hitting like 300 this year too. So
Yeah.
he's getting on base. He's driving in some runs. He's playing good defense. He's fast. He's athletic. He'll provide some energy. He'll be a spark. He'll be a huge spark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I think like all of a sudden we are the best team in baseball by just adding him? No, not necessarily, but I do think we are markedly better than what we are right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about this. If Aaron Judge was out still right now, but you put Cody Bellinger into this lineup. This lineup's a lot deeper. It is. It is. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? You're taking at least one dead bat out of the lineup by doing that. So, you know.
Yeah, no. I don't disagree. But let's see what else we got. Billy Bombs. I trust Cashman acquiring relievers. I agree, but nothing really else. That's fair. I hopped on fire Cashman train after last year. That's fair. 94, 92 in their last 186 games played. That's not good. Woods Tigers want to keep those guys for some reason. Good players, multiple years of control, difficult to acquire. That's fair. Yankee pitchers suck. Disagree. Looks like Land should fully have 4.5 years of control left. I can't imagine what it would be a cheap trade to acquire either of them. I agree. Yes, Brandon, this is where I spend the deadline depth. Let's see. There's a lot of reliever talk. Eduardo Rodriguez. Where are you at with Eduardo Rodriguez, Dylan?
I think he's a good pitcher. I think he'd be all right. I just feel like I worry that his price tag will be a little high. I feel like Tigers will want to try to sell high on him.
You know
That's
what
my
I'd
one
rather do?
concern.
I'd
You
rather
know,
I think Jordan Montgomery would be cheaper than him. I'd rather just get Monty if I'm getting Erod.
that that's exactly
Spicy
where I'm
take
at with
there.
you. Just because of that,
Spicy take there.
because I'm kind of exactly in that spot though, low key, because I like Erod. I think he's a good pitcher. I really do. I just like I said, I feel like Tigers are gonna try to sell high on him, and I don't know. I don't want the
Yeah,
Yankees to shell out too much for Erod. I really don't.
correct.
Especially when you already have a Cole and
No,
Rodon at 1 and
disagree.
2, and you don't need to do
Hmm.
that. You don't want to shell out too high for a starting pitcher that isn't going to become your ace or your number 2. So if you're gonna go get a pitcher like Erod, then maybe look to see if you could just go get Montgomery back or something. You know what I
Right.
mean? You don't have to
Yeah.
necessarily acquire an ace. You know what I mean? And I know Erod won't necessarily be an ace, but he's 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 a really good pitcher, and the Tigers view him as someone like an ace level type guy or number 2 at the very least. So the Tigers are probably going to try to sell high, and I don't want the Yankees to shell out too much for him. I really don't. So that's kind of where I'm at on
Right.
Erod.
No, I think ultimately the Yankees need. They
Doesn't
just.
necessarily
Oh my bad. I didn't.
doesn't necessarily
My
mean that
bad.
like I'm out on Erod. I just feel like that it would be no, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay. There's a bit of a delay, so we're just working through it. But I'm not necessarily shutting it down on Erod. It's just more like I feel like you can maybe find a cheaper option. I feel like there's cheaper options out there. But anyways, continue your point because I did cut you off. So go for it.
Yeah, no, no, my bad. I was just saying, I think that, from a roster perspective, though, I don't know if like you want to have 3 lefties in the same rotation. That feels a little bit weird. I guess that's not too weird, but like it's
Yeah,
kind of weird
yeah, and that's a
because
fair
like,
thing to say too.
You know.
I mean, it's fair. It is
Um.
fair. You know, it's
So
fair.
maybe like I don't know. I don't know. I have like a preference. I wish like Frankie Montas was like I wish Frankie Montas was like not a dud because he's really good, dude. Like I've had this take for a while. I think Frankie Montas is a good pitcher. It's so upsetting that he got hurt for this long because I genuinely think he's good, but it's not. We can't pick and choose what we want. But I think they do need a starting pitcher. I hope Nestor can be the
Nope.
3, but I can't fully trust him. I think they need a starter. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know where it's going to be, but I'd prefer to keep Schmidt. If Schmidt's your 5, I think he's a really nice 5 to have. He's a part of your team for a while. He's locked in there. Can he be like are you familiar with the stat ERA plus?
Somewhat, but I don't know
So
much about it.
basically,
So
it's
tell me
like
about it.
105 means like your ERA is 5% better than the average pitcher, so that's good. You don't want to be below 100. You want to be above 100. It's like WRC plus.
Hmm.
Um, so like Schmidt can be like a
Gotcha.
105 ERA plus
Gotcha.
pitcher, like
Gotcha.
slightly better than
Gotcha.
league average, and give you some innings and be a long-term guy for you, a long-term 5-star. That's a nice pitcher to have. You know what I mean? Maybe he has some years where he gets a little bit better. Maybe there's some upward swing there. But this
Yeah.
could be a guy who's like a dude for you, and a dude for you for a while. So you have Cole there long term. You have Cortez for the next couple of years. You have Rodon for the next few years. Just get a 4 that you could just get someone that can be that 4 for you. I don't think it can be Severino. I don't know if I don't think I can believe in him to be that. Can it be a guy internally? Can it be like a Chase Hampton or a Drew Thorpe at some point? Maybe, but I think they have to wait one more year for that. Maybe give like I think full time. I think giving like a Frankie Montas 1-year deal or something like that, would work really well. Or like if you got Giolito and then, or I guess what's the other guys that are on the market? I don't know. You got one of them and then you gave them some money. I don't know, man. But you're gonna have to get a starter. I think you need a starter for the rest of the season to be that 3 or 4. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, no, you probably do. Like we've been saying, the priority is still in the bats, of course, the offense. But after you address that, then you probably gotta look at someone to become your like number 4, number 5 starter because I mean the rotation is shot too. So you have, like I said, you have Cole and Rodon, so you don't necessarily have to go after an ace. No, just go after a guy who will become your number 5, number 4 type guy, and you rock with it. But you got to address the bats first. I got to emphasize that. You got to address the bats first because the offense has been really just like unwatchable. So you got to address that first. First and foremost, you got to address that.
Yeah, and end of the day, bats come first, but I think they're gonna need a pitcher. But bats definitely more important. Um, you know, so moving on a little bit because I kind of want to wrap things up. I'm a little
Yeah,
tired.
no, I don't
It's been
think they
a
don't need
little
a
long.
pitcher. I do think they do need a pitcher, but bats more important. So yeah, no, I sorry, there's a delay, so we're just trying to work through
No,
it.
you're
But
good.
yeah, like I was saying, bats first, pitcher second. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at. Anyways, we can go through some of these last few comments because I know we've run through like an hour and a half now, so we
Yeah.
probably want to try to wrap this up pretty soon. So
Ready? Good question, Brad. I say probably for Eduardo Rodriguez. I am not trading Everson Pereira for Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm sorry. It's a pretty decent offer. That is a good offer. Like that's a good offer. Like the Tigers would take that offer, but I'm not making that deal. Just sell for the season? Nah. Totally random. I read Hody Baben's team in a Frank Fleming voice. Me too. He's a slob from New Jersey yeah, he's a slob. Good point. Brandon wouldn't hesitate to add another position player. McMahon's a good player. He should be in more trade talks. Yeah, I mean, the Colorado Rockies extended him, so they're not gonna now. Booster says I can't
yeah.
do that. Don't really need to spend on pitching. You need a game with 3 or 4-star, not like an ace. I don't disagree, but you want to have a really fearsome trio up there. So
Yeah, you
Boron
do.
son says
But
Monty. Yeah,
I
Monty
think
be
you've made a good
nice.
point. So
Yeah, Christopher, cancel Ryan out. You're angry rant. You want to. And so Dylan, you got any final thoughts for me, buddy? I need to know
hmm.
what you've got cooking.
uh, yeah, basically just they need to play better in the Angels series. I don't even need to explain too deeply into why. Just play better because what they did this weekend was was just bad. That was bad. First you lost pretty handily in the first game of the series. You came back and won the second game of this series, but you kind of just did it because of one good inning. And then today, we talked about today earlier in the stream. So if you are watching this after it was recorded and you want to hear us talk about the game, just go back to the beginning. But it was just not good. Not good. This is the game you kind of had to win. It was kind of given to you. The Rockies played some of the worst defense I ever saw in my lifetime watching baseball. Pitches thrown in bad situations. There was some bad decision making behind the scenes. So I mean, it's an all around just not good game. Yes, they put up 7 runs, but 3 of them came because of bad defense. So, you know, I just want them to play better baseball. That's all I want. Play better, hit better, bullpen needs to pitch better, and just win some games. I don't At this point, man, I don't care how these games are won. Just win the game. That's really all I care about. Just win, because we need to get whatever we can get right now. We're so far deep in the water. So yeah.
And no, definitely. And I think my final thoughts on this. The Yankees need to get bats now. Matt Crook, welcome to Colorado, my friend. It is really weird up there. They have Nikola Jokic. He is the single greatest basketball player in the NBA currently. You'll love it there, buddy. And Randall Grichuk, you are hitting against left-handed pitching for the New York Yankees, and sometimes against righties. Just we need you, please. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Please do it right now, like today. Like, who else wants Randall Grichuk? There's no competition for Randall Grichuk. There's no I get it. Cody Bellinger's not gonna get traded for a while because the Cubs are gonna field offers. Who in God, the Cubs might even try to be like, okay, maybe we can make a little playoff push here because the division stinks. Dude, they're not even like that. The Rockies are terrible and no one wants Randall Grichuk. Just let us have him. You know what I'm saying? At this point, we're doing them a favor. But anyways, that's my final thoughts on this. Have a good night, everyone. You guys know to follow us on our socials. Dylan, I think that we can agree that you have one of the best accounts on Twitter. And luckily for the audience, instead of having to search up Dylan Backer and try to find where you are, they can just look above your head and see your Twitter handle. If you want terrible and annoying tweets, you want some guy who's a stuck-up nerd who thinks he's right all the time, you can follow Ryan Garcia ESM. You guys can check out our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. The audio versions of this podcast are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Empire Sports Media is the website for all of our articles where we can give you guys all of our lovely opinions on not just the Yankees, but on other sports teams like the Knicks. Dylan, maybe Dante DiVincenzo is going to give us a finals in New York. You don't know, right? Maybe you check out Fireside Yankees and you'll find out. That's the only place you can get your Knicks content, guys. And if you're a Nets fan, you're not a Nets fan, you're a New Yorker, you're a Knicks fan, grow up. You're not a rebel anymore. But thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Don't let the Yankees get you down. And we'll see you guys at some point. Bye.